3, 2, 1, go. So here are a few reasons why your sculpts might look pixelated or blocky, whatever you want to call it. So first, this is just a sphere. It's 6,146 vertices, and it looks pretty smooth. So the first thing you want to check, we can go ahead and validate it. The first thing you want to check, go into materials, and down here, you want to make sure you have smooth shading to auto, which is on. If you have it off, it's going to look pixelated like this, and it's never going to not look pixelated like that. The second thing that will ruin your, why can't I move this? The second reason why your mesh might be all messed up, because if you're sculpting and you continue to manipulate and you're sculpting and using tools and sculpting and using tools, it's going to start to break apart because it can only be stretched so far. So what you want to do as you're going, and you'll notice you can't smooth it because it'll just sort of, retract itself. But if you have something that you like and you sculpt it, then you need to voxel remesh. Once you get to a point, then it recalculates, it adds more polygons, it solidifies what you have, and then you can stretch it more. So if you go here to voxel, let's say we remesh this at 200, and we remesh it. Okay, so then we have something like this. Now you're gonna have to smooth it to get it smooth, and then you can continue to stretch it, and then you have so much more stretching before the same thing happens. If you, let's go back. So if you really like this and you don't want anything changed, then you just have to remesh higher. Then you would just go here and you would remesh like really high, like something really, really high, and then you remesh it. And this file, like the size is going to be really big, but it's going to be pretty solid. So as you can see, it's very hard to smooth. So it did the best that it could to, to keep everything how it was. But, obviously this is a mess. So that's the other thing. You just want to not stretch your models so much, or else they're just going to look bad. And I think that's the only thing. I think that's it. Also, if you have a sphere, there's a thing called decimation. So that's sort of the reverse of remeshing. So with decimate, so say right now it's 6,000. So we want to decimate, you go to miss, you go to decimate. So this will make your project a lot smaller, but you have to be careful because if you take away too many vertices, it's going to look like crap. So you decimate, 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 decimate again. So it's 194. It still looks like a sphere, but you're starting to see how it, you're starting to see the cracks. You're starting to see the shapes that make up the sphere. So another thing you might run into is if you add a new sphere and let's validate this new sphere. So we have two spheres now, and one, I'm going to move it up. Let's just go to the front. So I'll move one sphere up. And let's say this sphere is voxel remeshed, at like 300. Okay, so now you can sort of see the thingies. Let me make sure and check. Okay, smooth shading is on. So when you have something like this and smooth shading is on, you should be able to just smooth it out. And whatever, fine, you still have a smooth sphere. But another thing that can happen is when you try to voxel remesh these together. So now we have both selected. See, I selected both of them. If you try to voxel remesh both together, let's say at like, 200, this is going to happen. Because they were just like, so you just want them to be kind of equal. So the thing that I would have done is to subdivide or to voxel remesh this higher and then voxel remesh them together. Because now you're stuck like trying to smooth this out, and it smooths out the middle and all that stuff. So you just have to be careful. And another quick thing, you can actually join these two. So you can join them, and then you have this sphere here, and it has both of them. But just know that you won't be able to smooth them together. You can smooth them out separately. and they're still one piece, but you know, they're really two, because that's the difference between joining and voxel remeshing. Voxel remeshing is like soldering them together. Joining is just like packaging them together. And if you want, you can go here and you can separate, and then you just have each one. Oh, and another interesting thing, let's go back to when they were joined. So now we have this, and remember we have these two joined together. One interesting thing is when you use move, I actually can't remember which is which, but when you use move, it only moves one. But when you use drag, it drags them both, which is useful in certain situations, so it's good to know. But yeah, they're still joined, so you can like move them, and then you can go here, separate them, and do as you wish. That's it. Keep drawing, keep sculpting. I'll see you all in the next video. One more thing, I forgot how obsessed with people are with the wireframe, so I'm going to turn it on. So this is the wireframe. You can see the shapes. This is the lower poly one. So obviously low poly, low number of polys. Let's separate these. So yeah, this is the low poly one, 194. Low polygons, small amount of polygons. You can see the polygons. This one, high poly, very dense. You go in close, you can see all these little shapes, and that's the difference. And when you subdivide, multi-res, subdivide, see, it subdivides them. When you voxel remesh, so let's voxel remesh. See, makes it dense. So that's just the wireframe, because I know I'm going to get a lot of comments because people are super obsessed with the wireframe. So hopefully that makes it clear for those that understand wireframes and are probably coming from other applications, and wireframes just make sense. Wireframes are always confusing to me, but now that I kind of understand them, I get them. But as a beginner, I hated when people did stuff in wireframe, because I need to visually see without seeing a wireframe over everything. That's why I say it in the manner that I talk about it. That's okay. I love you guys too. All right, keep drawing, keep sculpting. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching the video. Be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps me out, really helps my channel out. Definitely check out my Skillshare classes. I have 2D classes in Procreate and 3D classes in Nomad Sculpt. Keep drawing, keep sculpting, and I'll see you all in the next video.